Hi everyone, welcome to the Ecosystem Innovation Series. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about compliance. So it's another word that in today's climate has become a focal point whereby companies are forced to manage any risk in their business, right? I mean, any risk is a problem in today's climate. You can't afford to have any, given the challenges. In procurement, what does compliance mean though? Businesses who take a strategic approach to compliance, they establish a clear vision, maintain the right risk focus, and they integrate their compliance structure into technology. They're the ones that are managing this pretty well. I remember when SOX compliance became such a big thing and businesses fell foul of certain processes, and there was a real big push on making sure you had the right data in the reporting, etc. Most systems today give you a reporting suite that helps you slice and dice data, but it's still a bit of a burden, right? It's actually quite a big burden, and it tends to be a more reactive approach rather than a proactive approach. Looking at compliance within spend can mean multiple things. I mean, within procurement, we design policies, right, that will help the business from falling into these traps. But then how do we enforce that? How do we monitor it? How do we know when non-compliant purchasing is happening and then take action? And that can be quite difficult. Today, I've got my friend Pablo Jorge Fuentes from Accenture, who looks after the SAP procurement practice across EMEA for Accenture. And we're going to talk to him about some unique capabilities that they have in relation to procurement compliance. So Pablo, welcome. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you, Mo. Happy again to be here with you today.
Yeah, and look, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in your customers in relation to procurement compliance?
Yeah, sure. What we see, Mo, is that compliance is a magical word on the agenda of the CPOs. Companies need to adjust their budgets, and one very important element is to ensure that the whole company follows the policies and the rules that the CPO defines. No, right. So typical question that we get from our clients and from the CPOs is how they can ensure that they have a high level of compliance, because if they don't get the right level of compliance, probably they will not be able to realize the savings, and so they will not be able to make the right investments that they were planning to do. No? And typically, the way how companies follow the program of the compliance is more on a reactive way. So the company is spending, they are buying, and then someone is analyzing certain KPIs, and so they can take reactive action. So let's take an action on this business unit or on these categories. What we believe is that in this world, they need to take reactive actions, but also proactive actions to avoid that the lack of compliance happen. No, and for that we've created an interesting application that we will review today.
Okay, brilliant. So it's more about really driving a proactive approach to compliance and procurement. Now, and we're going to run the video in a minute because I think that will help the audience understand what it is. And just to pick up on another point that you made, right? I mean, it's the CPOs and the pressure that they have today, and the role of the CPO is of course changing. Bringing those savings isn't just about, oh, let's make procurement more efficient. It's now about reinvesting that money right into the business. So that's why compliance is an even bigger topic, correct?
Exactly. So one small step for a user in a company to be compliant with the policies and the rules can make big impact, because if everybody follows the agreements and the policies that the sourcing is defining, then actually they will be able to realize the savings, and that will allow them to make the right investments. No, so
Right.
it's much more important than what typically people think, to follow the agreements, policies, and so be compliant with the rules.
Right, agreed. So let's play the video. Let the audience see what the app does, how it works, and then we can discuss a little bit more about the capabilities afterwards.
Okay.
When it comes to procurement compliance, companies face a lot of tough questions. How much are we spending outside our current supply agreements and agreed contracts? Which categories and for which suppliers are non-compliance incidents happening? What will be our bottom line savings if we limit non-compliance? Often, the answers are hard to find. But what if an analytics application could reveal the non-compliant spend so you can quickly react and take corrective actions? Discover new contract opportunities to comply with company policies. Spot the wrong behavior of users so you can optimize staff performance, or even predict future compliance costs to proactively support procurement decisions. Introducing the Compliance Analytics application. It uses real-time and predictive analytics to provide deeper and more valuable insights on compliance. First, it can analyze purchasing behaviors to track non-compliance spend. Second, it uses predictive compliance analysis to predict buying patterns and estimate impacts of non-compliance. It is designed to help manage procurement spend by leveraging historical data and equipping users to make better decisions through intelligent analysis. The data is integrated from Ariba and S/4HANA on the SAP Analytics Cloud, which is part of SAP Leonardo Analytics technology. Moreover, both Procurement Manager and Procurement Agent can use the app and drive additional business value through a much broader viewing, monitoring, and tracking compliance. With this tool, procurement teams can easily negotiate the right costs, switch to alternative suppliers in case of supply shortages, and spot the problems regarding quality early on, while leveraging the value of pre-negotiated contracts. The Compliance Analytics application. Get into a new level of procurement performance. To learn more, visit our website.
Right, that was really interesting, Pablo. I thought there was some really interesting features in there that you know, I can see how it could help users. But let's talk about those capabilities. I mean, you know, what is the app? How was it created? What's the technology behind it, if you don't mind talking about it?
So this is an app created in SAP Analytics Cloud based on SAP Leonardo, using advanced analytics capabilities. So what effectively does is pulling data from both systems, Ariba and S/4HANA, and is manipulating that data to provide the information, the relevant information to the users, again, based on what has happened, and this is the interesting thing, what will happen if no actions are taken. No, so
Okay.
technology-wise, 100% on SAP SAP Analytics Cloud.
Okay, and it factors in all spend, right? So when we're talking about whether it's you know, indirect spend, invoices, non-PO invoices, invoices from all sources, taking that data from both S4 and the full Ariba suite.
Correct. And this is very important, Mo. This is very important, and it will be more important for some companies than others. Why? Companies such as financial services or insurance, etc., where they don't have manufacturing activities, they can use Ariba to actually procure almost everything, right? But For companies where you have manufacturing activities, planning activities, where you need to have a deep integration with your MRP or your planning process, you should have S/4HANA, best practice S/4HANA. And so your overall spend, it will be split between Ariba and S/4HANA. The beauty of this app is it's pulling data from both systems and is aggregating everything so that the CPO will have end-to-end visibility of the complete spend of the company, of the complete compliance of the company on all dimensions, S4 and Ariba.
Okay, and this real time, right? We're talking about it's completely real time. It's not data refreshes, etc. It's capturing it as it's happening.
Yeah, real time. I mean, in these times, these solutions, real time seamless integration between SAC and S4 and Ariba, which allows us to have real time data.
Right, and one of the other things that I thought was really interesting is the ability to give you the trend, right? So if you've got a particular compliance issue happening in the business, the system can look at the data and give you a trend and the impact.
Yeah, correct, Mo. This is how we can make use of the technology, using advanced analytics and using this capability to forecast and to project. So what we are effectively saying is that the user, the sourcing director, will not need to just check what has happened and then guess what will happen. Now, the solution will think on their behalf and will tell the user, look, if you don't take a corrective action, this is going to be the impact on your business. And the impact could be on orders that are created without a contract, or could be invoices that we are receiving without an order created. So, you know, the classical issues of lack of compliance that a company will have. So we think that this is really, really interesting for the category managers, sourcing managers in each company.
Right. Again, it's giving them data that is not easily available, readily available today, right? I mean, you have to, if you try to do that today, you either have to build, you know, a custom report, or you have to pull data from multiple different areas and then start using macros. And even then, it's not easy to do. It takes a lot of time and effort, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or you need to take it and create projections yourself and guess what will happen. No, what we are doing here is, you know, getting everything automatically in a, you know, matter of seconds.
And that's in a small business, I think, you know, it's a difficult thing, but I think you can probably manage it. But in a larger organization, this is a difficult thing to do, right?
Absolutely, Mo. For companies with thousands and thousands of employees, I mean, how you control that? I mean, you need to start having that visibility. So what we want to give is to our CPOs the tool to control that. And the bigger the company is, I mean, the most powerful this tool will be for them. I mean, if you look at the numbers that we have in Accenture, I mean, we are over the 95% of compliance in Accenture. So I believe this is where we want to help our clients to go, helping them and proposing them this type of tools to achieve those level of compliance, hitting the 95% of compliance, which I believe for a 500,000 people organization like ours is fairly good, I would say.
Yeah. No, and thank you for that, Pablo. That's been a really good overview. I think it's a really useful solution. I know that you and I are also going to be talking about another solution called Procurement Live Insights, and I know that focuses more on operational procurement and how, again, you can get ahead of the game rather being reactive, being more proactive in terms of understanding where the challenges are within the business when it comes to orders and invoices. So, you know, for all of the viewers, watch out for that one, because I think if you're in a procurement organization today, and that's the kind of thing that you're having to look at on a day-to-day basis, whether it's shared services or you're or you're an operational procurement or an AP team, it's something that I think you'll also find useful, and Accenture have built something really quite interesting there. So watch out for that. In the meantime, again, thank you, Pablo. Going to do the next video soon. For the viewers, please like, subscribe, and share this video so that you get notifications for the new content that is coming up as well. And Pablo and I will be back again with some other interesting solutions. So thanks again, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Please also remember to like, subscribe and share this video so you get notifications on all upcoming content. Thank you for listening, and see you all again soon.